Good morning, dear learners. How are you? I hope you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. I am Emdadul Sumon, Assistant Teacher English, Sonaichandi High School, Nachole, Chapainawabganj. Dear learners, today I will discuss on voice change, on imperative sentence. In my previous class, I have discussed the affirmative sentence, and we have also discussed some grammatical rules to change voice, active to passive. So dear learners, let's go and enjoy the class voice change on imperative sentence. Here is an example. Write a letter. There are various types of imperative sentence. You know, imperative sentence express on order, command, request, propose, etc. So, the various types of sentences are there in imperative sentence. It expresses. So, we know already that an imperative sentence starts with verb. So, write a letter. Write verb, letter, object. This is verb and this is object. So, before going to discuss imperative sentence, to change the voice active to passive, we have to know some rules. Imperative, when we make it passive voice, we have to know some things, that the before at beginning of the sentence in passive voice, in imperative sentence, let comes. When we change the imperative sentence passive voice, then the voice starts with let. So first come let, then object will come. Let a letter. And extra verb. We know, we have already discussed in the previous classes, online class, that is, in every tense or every voice, active voice, when we make it passive, we need an extra auxiliary verb. So, in passive voice on imperative sentence, there comes be. Let a letter be. Then comes the root verb, main verb, write, and write will be past participle form, written. Write a letter, its passive form, let a letter be written. Let a letter be written. So, dear learners, this type of sentence, that means the sentence starts with verb and single object. The main verb and single object. This type of sentence, when we want to change, you have to follow these rules. For example, make a garden. So like this, the verb, this is object. This is object. So dear learners, like the sentence, so try to change it voice. Passive voice, so at first becomes let, always in passive voice, let will come, and then object, garden, then be verb, always be will come in passive form on imperative sentence. Then make, past participle form, make, made, made. So this is okay. So like this sentence, like this active sentence, when you want to change, you have to follow this rule. So dear learners, we know, or we came to know, that when we want to change the active voice on imperative sentence, you have to start let. You have to start with let. Then comes object, and then comes an extra auxiliary verb be. Then you have to use the past participle form of main verb. So, dear learners, now the second sentence will do negative form. Do not write a letter. Do not write a letter. So, this type of sentence I have to use. Or how can we change this sentence passive form? So, in the passive voice, as this is an imperative sentence, so you have to use the first let. So, as the sentence is negative, so you have to use not here. Let not. Then the same rules. The object will then come a letter, and the extra auxiliary verb be will come then be. And the main form, the main verb is write. So you have to use the past participle form. Write, wrote, written. Write, wrote, written. Dear learners, so we have completed two rules. The first is write a letter, then don't write a letter. So you can easily change the voice. Another example. Don't make a garden. Dear learners, don't make a garden. So please try to change this sentence. So like this sentence. You have to follow these rules. So at first come let. Passive voice. You have to use let. Then comes like about the sentence not. Then you have to take the object. Here garden. Dear learners, always you have to think that in imperative sentence for the passive voice you have to use an extra verb, that is be, and the main verb make. So you have to change it into past participle form made. So dear learners, I think you will be very benefited by watching this class. Dear learners, now next. Row 3. Let me write a letter. Let me write a letter. Dear learners, you can see there are two objects, me and a letter. Me and letter. So, this sentence, if you want to change the passive voice, this is first object and this is second object. So, for this sentence, there is another rules. At first, for the passive voice, you have to use let, and then comes the second object. First will come a letter. Then comes an extra be verb be. And then you have to use the past participle form of main verb, write, wrote, written. And then comes a preposition by. And then comes the first object, me. Let a letter be written by me for the third rules. So, dear learners, like this sentence, I want to give you an example. So, try. let him make a garden. So please try it. So just you follow this rule, like the sentence, the same sentence. There is also two objects. So this is first object and this is second object. So dear learners, like this example, you can follow and then try. I hope you will be very benefited by watching this class. So dear learners, at first you will use let, then comes the second object, garden. Let a garden be made by him. So dear learners, if you follow this, the first rule, then you can do the next. So dear learners, I hope you will enjoy this class. So the next, for the fourth rules on imperative sentence. Buy me a pen. Dear learners, this is verb, this is object, this is object. So there are two objects. There are two objects. So for this sentence, how can we change it? So at first, for the passive voice, for the imperative sentence, the passive form starts with let, and then comes the second object first. Let a pen. And in every imperative sentence, you have to use an auxiliary verb. So dear learners, in the previous example, we use be. So always be will be used. Be. Let a pen be. Then the main form verb, you have to use past participle form verb, bought. Buy, bought. So dear learners, me. So you can use here preposition for or to. You have to realize when we use for or to. You can use here for. Let a pen be bought for me. You can also use to in other sentence. So two preposition will use here in the sentence. So dear learners, I hope you can enjoy this video, and if I give some examples, you will try at home, dear learners. So these types of sentence, the first sentence is write a letter, second, don't write a letter, third, let me write a letter, fourth, buy me. So this type of sentence generally comes at the exam question paper. So dear learners, save the video and you can watch later it. You can also download it. So dear learners, our classes are uploaded at our website, YouTube channel, Sonaichandi High School. Dear learners, you can follow or you can subscribe our channels, Sonaichandi High School. Then you can watch all the videos, all the classes are uploaded here. So dear learners, know what today? Please read at home and be safe. Wash your hands frequently in a day up to 20 seconds. Thank you everybody. Thank you very much.